All right, man. So we definitely know each other, man. I really appreciate you doing this, but we're gonna start all over, bro. So this is an update. What's your name, age, and current living situation?
Okay, my name's Patrick Jensen. My age is about 38, 39, born 86. And my current living situation is still bouncing around the valley, Phoenix.
Still bouncing around, huh?
Yeah, Phoenix, yeah, but my bouncing is a little more directed now.
A little more directed.
I mean, yeah, not always. A lot of days like today, I just kind of floating around trying to figure out what it is I'm doing with my time, you know? A lot of days are like that, but that's okay.
I assure you, I know that they are, and yeah, that's how it is sometimes, man. You just never know what your day is gonna be about. Can you tell me a little bit about your journey? You just were, but go ahead and continue.
Well, it's been a journey. Like a lot of people. I mean, I can think of it as like I can look at all the bad sides, you know. But it being just a journey, it's been a good journey, you know. And I was just thinking about all the people I know that have died in the past little while. A lot of people younger than me, you know.
Wow. Simultaneously.
Noise pollution.
Yeah.
So much noise pollution. But no, I was just on my way to this direction. I was thinking about all the people that are younger than me that have died and had a lot shorter lives than me. And I was considering man, I have had a pretty full, rich life for, relatively compared to a lot of people. I mean, and that's just around here, talking about America.
Man.
Expanded to the rest of the bunch of people. It's like,
bro, you're telling the truth.
I've had quite a ride, and it's a lot of good things, a lot of awesome, shouldn't be forgotten things,
Man,
I wish I'd kept more memories, like pictures and stuff, or just kind of kept more of a record. But
yeah,
you lose your phones, they get stolen, there go all your pictures.
Things get lost and stuff like that. Yep.
But so really, I'm kind of I feel like I don't really have any. I don't have a past really. I'm trying to get back to it. So I'm kind of. I don't know, I'm just kind of trying to figure out my life here, what do I want to do and what am I capable of doing,
Yeah,
I still think about going to school and stuff, and I think a lot of people would agree that the biggest part of that's just going to detox and getting off the drugs, but for the longest time, the drugs have been kind of the only thing keeping me motivated, getting me up in the morning, keeping me moving. So.
Well, what led you to your current situation? If you haven't explained it already, what led you to being out here on the streets in the first place, man?
Well, winter was coming on in Alaska. I was in Anchorage, Alaska.
That's right.
And I talk to my mom every once in a while, every week or so. I'd talk to my mom, and she would always be in rehab in my ear. You need to go to rehab. You need to get on drugs. You need to go, and. She's like, I'll buy the ticket, just pay me back for it, I'll send you down to Arizona. She was talking to some lady at her work, she's a psych nurse, and she was talking to some other lady at her work that knew about this place down in Tucson, Amity Circle 3 Ranch.
Wow.
It was a really cool rehab actually. It's like a 3-month to 6-month program, nice ranch, and it was going good until I met this chick from Scottsdale, and it was like this hot, heavy, most awesome romance ever until we started doing drugs together.
Fucking Scottsdale.
And then she lost her mind within a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She was ripping her eyebrows up, picking herself face apart, and talking to people that weren't there, and having these delusions, and it was getting worse and worse. And so eventually, I had to go in my own direction. There was nothing I could do for her. I tried.
You had to part ways. What do you know what happened to her, if you don't mind me asking?
I think she did get a hold of some kind of help, because I saw her put a post on Facebook a while back where she was looking happier and healthier, and I think she must have got some help from her family or something.
Well, at least that's good. At least we think that happened. That's good.
Yeah.
What's a typical day look like for you, man? Like a day in the life, for you out here, man.
Oh man. Well, they're all so different. I mean, every day, you could be same day, was it different day, same shit type thing, but it's not. It's
cycle, rinse, repeat, or no?
Yeah, but it's like Taco Bell, you have all these different ingredients, but there are only so many ingredients, but you can mix them up so many different ways, and it's I'm still shaking them up in different ways,
Oh, definitely. I definitely
And you know how a city always throws weird, unexpected things at you. Still getting the hang of a city life, you know. So, and I think that's a big part of it. When I have something I want to do, like direction, I need to be better at just doing that and not getting derailed by people that I run into.
Damn.
Because if I
hate that.
so often I'll end up spending most of my day waiting for somebody else to do something because some little thing that was supposed to be a fragment of my day, and it turns into being like a huge chunk of my day because people are kind of inconsiderate, and you know, it's not.
It's just how people are, huh?
You got to have your priorities, you know. Just really
I agree with you, man.
So that, you know, these are my personal problems that I'm kind of like trying to figure out, but I think I have probably gotten better at that. You know, just people skills. You know, not doing dumb stuff. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've never made them the same exact way twice. I made a lot of the same mistakes twice, but not in the same way.
Man, that's true. I mean, well, at least you're learning, because I feel like I'm the same way. I never would repeat the same mistakes, or at least not in the same way. You know, I always try to make sure that it was different, you know, and learn from my mistakes, definitely. What's been the hardest part about being homeless for you? The hardest part?
The hardest part is you can't have a spot. You can't have like a base of operations, or you know, like a camp, or you know, anything like that, because there's no room, and the room you do find is you get chased out of it, or even if it's not like on somebody's property and they want you off, it's something else, trespass, you know, the city laws that they have now. And
urban camping.
They will find, they'll find some reason that you can't be where you're at, you know, even if it's off the side of a highway in the bushes, where no one will ever see you, or you'll never be in anyone's way, and you're keeping it clean. If they know you're there, they're gonna do what they can to root you out.
Isn't that messed up that they tell you, first they'll say something like, stay out of sight, out of mind, but yet, and still you just pointed out that you'll be out of sight, but yet they'll come and mess with you.
I don't get it. Like, why are there people getting paid to go make sure other people are having a hard time surviving? Like, having a hard time. It's like there's certain people's jobs they are to make other people's lives hard, you know? I just had a duffel bag full of all sorts of, I had a sleeping bag, I had like all the guitar parts you need to make your own electric guitar, except for the body and the strings, and you know, I had to make plans to get those too, so I could put together my own electric guitar, and I had some other stuff, tools in there, and it was hidden up in a tree really well. And you know, the city workers came along and they chopped off all the branches, and they would not tell me what they did with the duffel bag before they threw it away, you know? And it was like, why? Why can't you guys just tell me where the dumpster is?
Let me know. Like, I spent a minute trying to, you know, source those, or however you may have got them, right?
Yeah.
That's awful. What keeps you going through times like that, or getting through these times?
Just not wanting to, you know, you can't lay down and die, obviously. There's a lot of times when I do feel like doing that. There's probably been a couple times where I tried to do that.
My man.
But it's not easy to just lay down and die either.
Yeah,
so.
nah, we're not weak men around here. We stand up, you know?
But, right now, the motivation is kind of a petty, shallow, like biochemical one, just kind of going looking for that little energy kick, a little relief, or, you know, a little dopamine here and there is really all that's been motivating me for a while. But the only reason that like working through that, and you know, haven't probably died or OD'd yet, is because there's still more that I kind of feel like I owe myself. Like I owe myself a period of sobriety and a shot at like some kind of existence that, you know, you get to feel fulfillment and all the things.
Hey, that was so dope, bro.
You know,
damn, that was dope. That gave me goosebumps, bro. For real, like that's cool, bro.
Yeah, the stuff like that you've got in your life, you're working on, you know, family. And,
bro, you can do it, bro.
All these other kind of little things, you know, a job that's like that you actually care about. You're doing something, creating something.
Yes, sir.
You know, so that's, if I could get to that place in life, I think I'll die a lot happier.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not totally necessary for me to be right with God or anything. You know, I'm still right with the universe, even if I don't ever get out of this situation necessarily. But yeah, I would really be kind of letting myself down in a way.
Man.
Of dying ignorant.
Is there a particular experience you've had while homeless that stands out? Something that stands out the most, man. Like,
Well, there's two different things that seem like they stand out. Like, it's when you find shit like drugs or money, and it's like, dun, dun, dun. You know,
who
those are
gave
always
it to you?
good days. Yeah, it's
That's
like little gifts
amazing,
from God
yeah.
that drop the night, and it happens more than it should. It seems like sometimes, and it's always when you really need it. So it's like, it's just extremely suspicious, but
Like, if someone put it there?
yeah, yeah.
No, I've had that
But,
happen.
and then there's other, and the other one that stand out is like fighting psychotic people for your life. Like, you know, there's been a couple times when it's just crazy as fuck hell people want to like fight for some reason, or get you dump your backpack or whatever reason for that, and it's unexpected. It's always the weirdest time too, in the middle of the night in the rain and the fucking. And the tunnels up at Castle Coasters was one that I remember. That was fucking. This guy thought I stole his identity, and he kept telling me to dump my backpack out, and I was like, "Fuck you, man! You can look in my backpack, but I'm not gonna dump it out." And then
Gnarly, man.
fucking tried to grill me as I was getting to my feet, and he was fucking got me. It was probably the best punch he ever threw in his life. The best punch I've ever taken in my life. My fucking eyeball like black as fuck.
All right, man. Where were we? We're an experience that stands out.
Yeah, experiences that stand out, and I was just saying. Like you get in those unexpected little scraps, like with. Maybe it's always been fucking crazy. It's only been a few times, but it's always fucking psychotic people, like with the delusions.
Delusions
And I was
of
saying
grandeur.
how this fucker got me with a really good punch in the tunnels up by Castles and Coasters, and I like immediately tackled him, kind of wrestled around for a second, and I got him a chokehold, and I was choking him out, and he's whining and gasping, so I let him go, and we walked away our separate ways, but. Like I seen him from a ways before, and he screamed, "My identity! You're the guy who stole my identity!" So he never did let that go. Like maybe somebody did steal his identity, but it wasn't me. You know.
One of those things, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, and there's other similar little situations like that where you know people are just like a ticking time bomb that you weren't aware of, and you happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, a
you
little
know?
SMI maybe.
Yeah, those kind of things, and there's a lot of that out here on the streets.
Yes, sir.
So,
What is something you wish more people would understand about homelessness, and why?
that you know, it's not so easy as just get a job. You know.
Thank you for saying
Make
that.
phone calls, you know, because you know it's not that easy to make a phone call, get a phone. You know, it's crazy how hard it is to make phone calls out here. I mean, especially if you're not the kind of person who likes to go and ask people to use their phones, because people don't like to let people use their cell phones. So that is that's one of the things. Is like once you get in these holes, unless you're willing to do some like direct crime and like like very much
Pointing,
victim-based
yeah.
crime. You know, you got to find a victim to take their phone or something.
Yeah.
And so unless you're willing to do that kind of stuff, it could take a long time before you get another phone. You know, I got habits to support. They're number one priority.
100%.
Like those are my kids, the drugs.
Yeah.
I got to take care of them, and then my other whims are the second important thing. Daily, like unexpected whims I might have. I try to just follow the wind. You know, kind of go with whatever I feel is right, which I know isn't smart. It's no way to like guide your life by emotions and like hunches and weird little feelings, but that's kind of what's been directing my life most of it, and I think that's probably pretty stupid, but it's kept me alive this long.
It's life out here, right? That's
Yeah.
how people live out here.
But yeah, so discipline. I think you know I'm probably not gonna develop too much discipline out here, but I fucking give me a lot of reason to think about it.
100%, I agree. Are there places of service that have been a huge help to you? And can you name them or just...
I wouldn't really say places. There's been a few people of service, like, you know, Austin's going to be one of them.
Definitely.
Even though I've never really gotten to spend that much time with them. You know, I've talked to him a handful of times, hung out with him a couple of times. But,
He's gnarly.
but
Cool.
yeah, I mean, it just the amount of help that he puts out there for people that he barely knows is pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. Yeah.
So, yeah, more power to him.
More
And,
power to him. What do you think about the lawsuit, man? Just quick.
Lawsuit, what
He's
lawsuit?
suing Austin. He's suing Tempe
Oh, okay.
for the feed. You know, being able to feed displaced and homeless people. He got like 32 citations. You kind of.
Oh, so he's like for like some kind of persecution or harassment.
He's gonna sue them for the right to try to feed homeless people, so anybody can feed homeless. You're not allowed to do that in Tempe.
You're not allowed to do that in Tempe. Okay.
Yeah, Tempe's
I didn't
crazy.
know that was illegal anywhere in the world. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
isn't
why
that-
would it be illegal to feed people?
Yo, that has to has to be one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my
That
life.
makes me think of, like, you know, I'm not saying Austin's like Jesus or anything, but that reminds me of like some
Isn't
bunch
it
of fish and loaves, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta arrest that guy right there. He's a troublemaker.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's another reason why. Like, I seen what he was doing, I was just like, man, this is crazy.
I remember him talking once about how, like, he likes to make sure people are fed, so, you know, they're not going into the stores and shoplifting to eat, you know, so that they can swoop in and arrest them just for being homeless, because that's really why they're coming to get you. They don't care about the candy bar you just took. That's how they clean up the homeless people.
100%.
You know, wait for them to get hungry and then get them for something stupid like that.
Something stupid like shoplifting, then they get let right out, and then rinse, repeat, recycle. You know.
Yeah, that was one perspective he shared once. But wait, what was this question again? I lost on that one.
I was just saying, you know, what are places of service that's been a huge help to you?
Oh yeah, okay. You know, people keep telling me about that cast place, and I've only been there one time, and to get an ID voucher, but it was a lot. And I do need another ID voucher. I need to like find it again because I had a ride last time, and I don't even know where it's at really. But
yeah, I heard a lot of things.
There's a lot of
about
places
cats.
I hear about. There's a lot of, and like this Hope place that's down at the library. I hear that could be pretty helpful, but I just haven't utilized them like I should. You know.
Yeah.
Any places that have outlets and like public phones are really the most help. And like courtesy phones, places like DES or the arts building down there along the lake. You know,
churches
and
stuff.
Churches, and those are really the biggest places of help. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
So, what are your hopes for the future? You already said a little bit, but you can elaborate more if you'd like.
I just want everything to come together in some way that makes everything make sense, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
That might be kind of a lot to wish for, but it seems like that is how things work. And looking back over my life, it's kind of been like the tough times, really like some of the good times. Like looking back, one of my first apartments was living on top ramen and like tea bags and whiskey, and that's like pretty much all we had was whiskey and top ramen and tea bags.
Yeah.
and you know, at the time I hated it, but looking back, it was like, man, that was
good.
It was good years.
Top ramen's fire, yeah.
Yeah, and just playing video games with your homies and going to work every day, Taco Bell or wherever the fuck it was back then.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
So wait, I had a point about that though. It was what do I see myself doing? Oh, okay. I see myself hopefully detoxing in a detox facility instead of a fucking booking cell. That's important because I hate that shit. It's so cold. So that's kind of in the near future, you know. It's just every day it's like I gotta get that final one, and I can't be a shitty one, you know. My last fucking, my last little bender has to go right. Yeah, it has to be fire, and it has to be like okay, that's it. Put a fork in it type thing. Yeah. Otherwise, I feel incomplete. So I need to get that on my back, get the monkey off my back, and then I see myself working hard for a period of time to get, to a more level thing where I think that's where the real battle is going to be. If I can get to a level field and just kind of find satisfaction in normal life without drugs, somehow find the things that satisfy me and
make you feel good.
Yeah, that make me feel good.
Adequate.
I guess I should probably not think about it like that because nothing's really going to compare to certain combinations of drugs.
100%. I was gonna say, but
I don't know. I guess there are some chicks sometimes. Some women
like your
are pretty
children.
Good.
Love,
sometimes
wife.
sexy chick.
Pretty
good. You know.
Things like that.
Yeah, like some good weed and a hot chick and
beer.
Yeah, it's just some simple stuff like that. But I see me dying old in bed. Yes, okay, there, but we'll leave it at that.
That's great, good.
Die old and happy and fucking.
And so, last question here.
Writing some memoirs or something.
Do you have a Cash App? Would you like to shout out, or that you would like to shout out? Any Cash App or some form of money stream if someone wants to help you out with any money.
But I don't remember the tag title name I put on it. It's like Patrick Jensen, but
Patrick Jensen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I usually just use my name. So yeah, Patrick Jensen's Cash App. But I haven't used that in about a year.
About a year? Do you have a way to check it though?
I don't have a phone right now.
But I mean, you could check. Well, there it is, man. Hey, man, I want to thank you so much for this little update, bro. I really appreciate it. You took the time with me, man.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to you, it's always a good conversation, man.
Man,
It's
I'm
nothing negative.
I feel like I just fucked it up though, because I wandered off and I lost train of thought, and I
Nah,
kind of
this
just ended
was
up talking
good,
about
man.
whatever.
No, it was good. I appreciate you so much, bro. Hey, thank you, man. If anybody wants to help, you heard it there.
It's a little bit like a space cadet.